Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make the best homemade orange rolls. I know how much you guys love my recipe for cinnamon rolls, so today I've translated that into the most delicious orange rolls. You are going to love them. To start, you'll need half a cup of warm milk, and you want that to be just lukewarm, so I microwave it for about 30 seconds. You'll also need half a cup of orange juice. Now, just as a warning, if you let that sit, it'll start to curdle the milk like it's a buttermilk substitute, so don't worry if that happens. Totally normal. Then add in 1 tablespoon of instant dry yeast, so you don't need to proof it, 1 tablespoon of white granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. You'll also need 1 large egg, 3 tablespoons of softened salted butter, and last of all, you'll need 3 to 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and then we'll get this mixing. Now, the exact amount of flour that you use when making a bread dough always varies just a little bit, so start on the low end because you can always slowly add more as you need it. You want to mix the dough until it pulls away from the sides of the bowl and leaves it clean on the outside. Your dough should be soft to the touch, but not sticky enough so that it sticks to your hands. You need it easy to work with. Then we're going to transfer this to a lightly greased mixing bowl. I like to kind of swirl it around and coat it so that it doesn't dry out. Then we'll cover it with a towel and let it rise until double in size, which will take about 1 hour. Now, before you roll out your risen dough, you'll want to make your filling that we're gonna roll up inside your orange roll. It's really quite simple. You'll need half a cup of softened butter, 1 cup of white granulated sugar, and about 2 tablespoons of orange zest. And then you just wanna mix this together. You wanna mix it for about 60 seconds until it's a paste-like consistency. We'll set that aside, and our dough has risen and doubled in size, so we're ready to roll it out. Turn the dough out onto a clean countertop, and we're gonna roll this into a large rectangle. I like to go about 12 inches wide and 18 inches long. Now, exactness doesn't really matter as long as you have a pretty even thickness on the dough. Then we'll take that butter orange sugar filling and start spreading it out into an even layer on our dough. When spreading it out, you can go all the way to the edges except for the very top. You want a little bit of dough left clean so that you can seal the roll shut. This side, the filling is filled all the way to the edge. That's gonna be the center of our roll, so we'll start rolling it up. And we'll get to that other edge. Then you can see the edge here, and you can kind of pinch it, press it against the rest of the roll to seal it shut. Grab a serrated knife, and we're gonna cut this into 12 pieces. You just wanna cut them as evenly as possible. Then you'll place these into a lightly greased 9 by 13 pan. Then we'll cover these again and let them rise for another 30 minutes. While your orange rolls are rising, you'll want to preheat an oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll bake these for 18 to 20 minutes. Or until the rolls get just a kiss of brown on top. In the meantime, we're gonna make our orange glaze/frosting. You'll need 4 ounces of softened cream cheese along with a 1/4 cup of softened butter. We're gonna whip this together with 1 cup of powdered sugar. We'll get that going with a hand mixer. After about 60 seconds, you'll have a super thick frosting. So to that, you can slowly pour in 1 to 2 tablespoons of orange juice to add a little orange flavor and to thin out the frosting. Now, these orange rolls already have a ton of orange flavor in them. I feel like it's a really good amount, but if you want a little bit extra, you can add in half a teaspoon of orange extract to the icing to just give it a little bit of extra flavor. You want it to be at least thin enough that it's easily spreadable, or you can make it so that it drizzles. We'll set the glaze aside for a second, and once the rolls are done, we'll grab them from the oven, set these down on a wire rack, and spread the glaze on top while they're still warm. And then I like to add just a little more orange zest on top to make it pretty. And that's it, we are ready to eat. Make ahead instructions are on my website, so be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos, where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.